Okay, everybody, as promised, we are back with even more Mega Man. I will waste no time and pass it over to Siberian Bull and Squidman. Take it away.
Well, hey guys, thanks for having me back. I'm siberianbull9. My hay fever is starting to smack me in the face, so if my face starts exploding, I apologize. But I got my good friend Squidman to help me out with the commentary here.
That's me. I'm here again, doing commentary for this amazing game, Mega Man 6. Totally underrated game. And yeah, hopefully I can fill in all the questions if Bull has to mute because of his hay fever.
All right. We're not gonna waste these people's time. You ready?
Yes, sir.
All right. In 3, 2, 1, go.
All right. So we are doing POW % today, which is an incredible category, an incredibly difficult category, I think. And that starts off by Bull going here to Flame Man stage because defeating Flame Man is what actually gets us the POW suit. So you'll see a normal Buster only type stage here. And after this, with very few exceptions, Bull will be in a POW suit the entire time. First thing he does when he gets into a stage will be changing into a POW suit. I have to say that this stage's music is, I think, one of my favorites in the classic, or at least the NES Mega Man franchise. It's just such a fun song. We're coming up to some dangerous parts in the level here, too, that can easily kill you. These little enemies here, throwing flames out of their heads, can light these oil slicks on fire, and those act as spikes when they're on fire, so you gotta be very careful. Bull is gonna be picking up a few E-tanks on the way, too. There are some routed E-tanks that will be saved for some later bosses. That scared me a little bit.
Nope. Considering how much I practice that with the iframes, all good. I'm just
so we're gonna go ahead.
I'm just sad I didn't get the hop over the last flame enemy, but it's fine. Go ahead.
Yep. So we're gonna dance with Flame Man here, fire some Buster shots at him, and get our POW suit.
Good fight.
Mega Man 6 has some definitely jumpy bosses, as you'll see. If you've never seen Mega Man 6 before, which I'm sure most people here are familiar with Mega Man 6, but if you haven't seen it before, a lot of the bosses like to jump around.
That was a really good fight. That was a very cooperative Flame Man.
Good start. There we go. We've got our POW suit. Now, the POW suit is a very, very interesting piece of technology. You see, Rush has been a very bad boy. Just a very bad boy. And so what Mega Man and Dr. Light decided to do was skin him and use his metally flesh to make a suit. And now we have a suit. No more Rush, just suits. So the ordering from this point in time doesn't really matter too much, but as is tradition with categories like this,
As usual.
Well, what Bull tried to do there was skip the chandelier.
Screw it, we're doing it.
Gonna try to bring two.
We're gonna do it.
We're gonna do it. It's a very, very tight window to skip these spikes. But yes, as I was trying to say, the ordering doesn't really matter from this point on because we're not going to be using any, any weapon in boss weapons. So generally, in categories like this, you want to put the hardest stages up front. And it just so happens that this stage, because of its very precarious spikes, as was just demonstrated, is the second stage that Bull will be doing. Nightman.
Oh well. Pressure's off now. We get to have fun.
Yes.
Yes. Sorry, folks. I reset the world record last night, so you're all getting the C material tonight.
Our B run.
Oh no, this ain't a B run. This is C run.
So the POW suit is a very interesting suit too. Obviously, you can't be sliding in it, as you see Bull is walking in the POW suit. But I do believe the POW suit walks faster than if Mega Man is just in his normal blue suit.
The other way around.
All the way around. Mega Man walks faster in the blue suit than the POW suit. So you're walking slower the entire time, basically.
Yep. Actually, you're walking at the speed of 1 through 5. The normal suit actually moves faster in this game.
That's what it was. I remember now. Yes, I knew something about the walking speed was the same as something, and it's the same as other Mega Man games, but slower than this Mega Man game.
Yeah, which is weird.
Yeah, very strange. Very strange.
Damn shoulder pads.
So we'll get to another Jumpy Boy. The interesting thing about POW suit's weapon is that it's got some interesting charge levels to it. A full charge on this thing generally resets a lot of boss AI patterns and can go through a lot of enemies like shielding. So you can kill enemies that you would normally not be able to kill with just a buster. Nightman, however, does not care about any of that. Nightman will just do what he wants to do. He does not. His AI will not reset from the POW suit's punch, and he will just be a Jumpy Boy. But at least you can go through a shield.
Yeah, shields, like every other Mega Man game, do not matter.
I believe after this, Centaur is next. Another dangerous stage. Lots of spikes. Weird physics because of water. Yeah, I think Mega Man 6 also came out after the Super Nintendo was released, if I'm not mistaken. And so I do believe that Mega Man 5 and Mega Man 6, you know, they got kind of sidelined a bit by the newer system. And so these games, I believe, just didn't turn out as popular as the others. So definitely Mega Man 6 getting underrated in a lot of I think a lot of people's minds. And here's some particularly dangerous spots where we're going to be jumping around some spikes. And with the POW suit, it's really awful. Hard to do.
C material.
I feel like I jinxed you. I'm very sorry.
Nope. Considering how much I do that spot, that particular jump around that cannon, totally on me.
This is why Knight and Centaur are up front.
Yep.
Steady now. Stay on target.
Screw it.
Yeah, when all else fails, damage boosting through this is always good. Then we got another interesting part here with the water rising up and down from above us. Just a really odd, screen, if you ask me.
You know what? Let's see if Eddie gives us anything good. Hey, there's that life I lost.
Hey, there it is. Eddie, aka Flip Top, the real good boy.
This time, though.
Another dangerous screen too. You want to be careful because those ships, if you miss them, they can just drop onto you and hit you right down into that water pit. All right, we're coming up to the Centaur fight here, and this is also a very interesting fight with POW suit. Centaur has some AI where he can charge you basically, and we really just don't want that to happen. And so the thing that you can do to prevent that is basically by having a shot on screen at the same time. It kind of cancels that part of his AI, and so you'll see Bull is doing a buffer shot away from Centaur Man. That's for two reasons. One, it kind of buffers the iframes of Centaur, And it also kind of puts that shot on the screen so that Centaur won't do the or sorry, not charge. I meant disappearing. That's the thing, right? He won't do that part of his AI.
Well, he won't care about it, but it's more or less we're doing 3 damage to him as opposed to 2.
Oh yes, I should mention that the POW weapon is very interesting in that a P shot does 2 damage, a half charge shot does 3 damage, but a full charge shot does 2 damage. But like I said, a full charge shot can bully a lot of bosses. So there are some benefits to that, and you'll see that at the end of this stage.
We're gonna see at the end of this stage, and since we're not on pace anymore, we're gonna see it in Yamato Man's fight as well. And you know what? I'm gonna do it on Plant Man too.
Bully Plant Man through a shield.
It's gonna be. You'll see. You'll see.
Shields don't matter. Mega Man games make shields for the sole purpose of making them not matter. Nice jumps there.
Only that second one is the real tight one. I don't do that jump anymore.
Yeah, and so you can see it right there. Bull killed that little slidey enemy, little Roomba, with the power suit. That's not something you can really do with, I don't think, any other weapon, can you? Or the Buster. So power suit is pretty unique in that way.
Let me through.
Let me in. Alright, we're coming up on that fight in another screen.
Get up there.
Alright, so yeah, in this fight, you'll see how a full charge can really bully a boss. A Robot Master.
We're gonna take that E-Tank.
Safety first.
Like a cat. Nope. Bad.
But yeah, just corner him and make him sit down.
Oh well.
So you saw how those powers just fully charged just canceled that AI. When man normally would be rising up, like flying over to the other side of the boss chamber room, coming back down, but the power suit just tells him no. No, you sit down now.
Fortunately, we're going to be able to pick up that E-Tank right here at the beginning of Tomahawk Man stage.
Such great music.
Hey, another... You know what? Anytime you see a 1-up in this game, just shout, meme! Because there's 2!
That was pretty fortunate, I suppose.
you don't see that in 6. This isn't 5.
Or 4, actually, for that matter. This game does like its mini-bosses, though. It likes a lot of mini-bosses, so... We got this little Met dispenser, I guess. Can't move on without destroying it. Yeah, the cool part about this route, too, is that you get a lot of, interesting things from destroying blocks and going routes where you can destroy blocks. Oh, and I want to point out this screen, too. Just the effects, the background effects of the screen. That's just such a cool effect, and this was all done with NES hardware, by the way. You know, it's a very late in the cycle of the console, the game was anyway, but all the effects here are done with NES hardware, which I think is just impressive. Another mini boss.
Now, it should be noted that the full charge POW shots actually do 6 damage on normal enemies. So in any percent route, you would see guys coming through that section with the flame shot, and they would do 4 shots, and that's how I keep track of that.
Right, that's a good point. Yeah, it's the specialness of that is for the bosses. In that case, in the case of the damage.
Yeah. Oh, I forget. He's so essentially, he's always, if I hit all my half charge guys with do 3 damage, there's always going to be 1 dot left, and you can just fire the last P shot into him.
Right, with each half charge shot doing 3 damage to the boss, and each boss having 28 health, that should leave you with 1 hit point on the boss at the very last hits.
Yeah, my brain wasn't thinking that. I was like, all right, we gotta keep doing what we're doing. You know, swimming in mucus over here.
Brain's not working. It's all right.
Also, I'm pretty sure Noobler's in chat. I need to at some point get with him so we can do a POW and Buster only race.
Who has the advantage in a power and Buster only race?
Essentially, it's what I like to call a turtle versus the hare race. So obviously the Buster only is going to be ahead of me, but as soon as we reach castle stages, the POW suit will essentially make up a lot of time just on boss fights alone.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
Plus, the power piston will always decide who's going to win.
That's true. Probably the main reason I would not run this category myself. POW is... There's just an RNG part of this that is probably extremely frustrating. Also, by the way, shout out to these enemies here that are essentially curling stones. I love them.
Yeah, so for those who don't understand the story of the game, essentially our robot masters are based on places in the world, with Blizzard Man stage supposed to be representing Canada. That explains the curling pucks.
Yeah, and if you guys didn't know, also that this game really broke the trend with Dr. Wily being the main boss. Our evil antagonist in this game is actually a new enemy, a new bad guy. His name is Mr. X, and yeah, we'll be seeing him soon.
Get up there. Then that's the
nice.
That's the squid jump.
Named after definitely not me.
Definitely not you.
So there is a trick there. You see this in 80% runs a lot, and you can do it with POW suit, as Bull demonstrated to me earlier, where you can skip those little bombs by essentially getting a 1-frame ledge when you drop off that edge for the boss chamber. But of course, this being a marathon run and us being marathon safe, Bull did not go for this, what is probably a frame perfect trick.
I'll take that. 2 rolls, I'll take that. Huh. I gained 3 seconds.
Yeah, so I think the theme of this, or the story behind this game, is that it's a robot Olympic kind of tournament for world domination.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Yep. Welcome to Japan Man stage. Oh, I'm sorry, Yamato Man stage. Depends on your translation.
This is one of my favorites because you don't get to see this in any other category. We're actually going to take a completely different route, and we're going to see just one of the, like, I think least appreciated enemies in maybe the Mega Man franchise.
Let's see if he gives me the goods.
And here we have the Laser Froge.
He did give me the goods, but I just did get hit by the laser. By the way, here's our third E-tank for the route. I generally try to at least have 2 going into Wily stages for reasons we'll talk about later.
Yes. And also coming up, here's one of the few places in the Robot Master stages where you have to change back to blue suit. There is unfortunately no way to get around this without sliding. I believe that in the castle stages, I think almost every stage has at least one section where you have to change to jet or blue suit. So we'll get to that when we get to that.
So, Squid, do you want to talk about Robot Master AI a little bit?
Yeah, sure. So in this game, Robot Masters have patterns that they can do. And for a few of the Robot Masters, I think 4 of them in particular, they have basically a couple of patterns where if they repeat this, they can repeat this pattern twice. But if it's repeated twice, basically the game will basically force them to do the other pattern. So there is actually some predictability that can go into this. So here, Yamato, he can shoot this spear, or he can jump into the air. Now, if he does 2 spears in a row, the next one will definitely be a jump into the air. And vice versa.
Yes. So pretty much what ends up happening is Yamato Man has to fire that spear, and he has to go run and pick it up. But with the POW charge, with the full charge POW shots, it kind of stuns him, and it has to restart his run AI to go pick up his spearhead.
Yeah, that's a really fun thing about POW too.
It's always a fun thing to see. Just see him utterly stunned. Like, what happened?
Yep. It's the same as like Windman, where you just tell him to sit down. You just tell him to stop running.
And we're gonna put a similar thing to that in this Plant Man fight coming up. Also, this stage.
Man, it can be a very dangerous stage at any percent. And in this one, too, in this category as well, in any category, really.
Not just any percent.
This category, yes, for sure.
Fuck. Missed my shot there. That is the actual speed strat to destroy that, because you're not going to make it to the ladder in time.
Yeah, and at 80%, you can always manipulate where that guy lands by sliding properly. But since we can't slide and we're just walking, it's kind of, you just kind of get crushed. And if you don't kill him, he will just get you on the ladder. And once again, the game loves its mini-bosses. We'll be seeing a lot more of these.
6 charge POW shots, 6 flame shots.
Yeah, for anybody who's played 80% or viewed the 80% speedrun of this, Flame Man's weapon is just so OP. It takes care of so many enemies very quickly, but we can't use it. However, the POW does do a lot of damage with a full charge. 6, I believe.
Yep. Alright, everyone hold your breath. Except for Squid, you gotta talk.
Okay, well, I'm taught the whole time. Well, the reason why this is so dangerous is because, as you can see, there are pits with stupid little jumping fish coming out of them. And at the same time, there are these platforms that are kind of tricky sometimes. Technically, when they're closed, there is a single pixel with a single, there's a small like platform that's present with, I believe it's a single pixel, and you have like a very short amount of frames, perhaps even like 1 or so, to jump off of it.
What the?
I don't believe Bull you went for any of those jumps, and I don't even know if you can with POW, but still a very scary section.
You can, but again, marathon safety.
Marathon safety.
And even in world record attempts, safety.
My question is, why not put this stage further ahead?
By the way, here's Plant Man, so watch this. I can hit him with a full charge POW shot. Usually he has to put his shield back up, but he can jump and then run around afterwards. And it's just how the full charge POW shot works on Plant Man.
great.
Usually, normally with that fight, what I do is hope I get him on either the right or the left side where he runs the full screen to get 2 of the half-charge shots into him. That's the usual fight.
You know, I did think that he did. Did you get a jump in midair on that last spring, which is so weird? Because I thought I saw that too, and Stryzer is also saying that's weird.
No, no one is blind. That is exactly what happened. That no one is blind. That is a thing that happened. Alright, hey, castle stages.
Yeah, we're getting to the Mr. X stages here, castle stages. So, in these stages, like Bull said, there's a lot of time to make up on Buster only, because you can just go better and faster routes and make a lot of time on boss fights. But there are definitely obstacles where he will have to change into another suit. For example, here, you cannot get past this without using the jet suit, so we get to put Rush on in just a different way.
No, Batman.
Buster only has to go, I believe, up on that.
Yep.
Up the ladder, whereas we can just bypass this with a shortcut.
Even
only taking any percent.
Even an 80%. Yeah, that room could be very laggy if you don't destroy a grasshopper here or there. Alright, here's one of my favorite fights.
This fight is so awesome when it's done like perfectly. It just looks really cool. You juggle these enemies. I believe this enemy's called Rounder.
Almost messed that up. Okay. Alright, folks. It's time for the main event. We gotta talk about this guy because it's part of the run.
Yep, we're coming up to a wonderful, wonderful boss.
Also, this is what I like to also call the main event.
So if you're familiar with this game, this stage, which by the way, I also want to point out the amazing music for these past few stages. My personal opinion is this music is just like got the perfect amount of like, you know, I don't know, end game build up, like getting to that boss, that final fight. And Bull's gonna be careful around these because what he's going over right now are pits. And even if he had iframes going down to the pit, I do not believe it is allowed to switch to a jet to get out of that pit. You basically just have to take a death and start over. The ones with the spikes in the bottom. Not the actual pits where you would just die anyway. Yeah, and this is why this run is extremely difficult, RNG dependent, to get a good time, because this is our favorite enemy, Power Piston, and he kind of just does what he wants. And by that I mean spends all of his time way up there where we can't touch him. It's also why Bull has picked up E-tanks along the way. As you can see, you're just getting rocks dropped on you, and these, you know, bullet shots coming at you from Power Piston, and he's just chilling up at the top. You don't care. You don't care you got places to be.
He is really being something today.
Yeah, this is a really bad pattern he's given. Won't even come down to play. basically has to get almost down to as far as he can go before you can hit him. Ooh, man. He is being so nasty.
Wow, this might be a dead run.
I certainly hope not. Come on, Piston, come down here.
Jesus.
That was some horrible RNG, guys, but I am so glad we made it. I was on the edge of my seat there.
By the way, I want to let everyone know, even though I was already dead in the water with a lot of the stuff, entering that stage was at 129. We're now 227 behind. We lost a whole minute in that fight.
Yeah.
Now,
Hopefully,
there is a reason why I only get 2 E-tanks, generally, for this run. One of them is for Power Piston, the other one's for Mechasaur. So let's say everything went perfectly fine there. I only consumed 1 E-tank. The second E-tank would be for the Mechasaur fight. So we're gonna take the time in Wily 3 here to pick up another E-tank. But go ahead and you know what, I'll talk about this. So
okay.
without doing it, hopefully doing it correctly.
Yeah, I was gonna talk about it if you wouldn't, but yeah, go ahead.
All right. Well, no, you go ahead and explain it because I think you understand it.
Yeah. So in this stage, it's a very interesting stage where there are 2 sections where we have these little seesaw like gimmick. And the interesting thing is, the seesaws here in the first half of the stage are actually linked to the seesaws in the second half of the stage, like their position. And so what Bull has done there on one of those seesaws is he stayed on side on it's a very certain position so that later in the stage he can actually use it to essentially traverse over the pit. Otherwise, he wouldn't be able to get over that pit, and he'd have to start the stage over again. If I don't think you're allowed to use jet or anything.
I mean, since you can manipulate it with the POW, no.
Yeah. There is I believe, a frame or 2 where you can get if you rub up against the seesaw sprite with Mega Man, you can get a standing frame and jump off of it.
Yep.
But it's very tricky. So here's that seesaw right here that he just jumped on. That one was set up. The position of that one was set up by the ones earlier in the stage.
I almost jumped to my doom there.
Yeah. And now we have a boss that, in any percent, you normally fight with the POW suit.
Wow. This jerk. We're having fun. I'm having fun. We're all having fun. I think we lost Squidman.
Oh no, I'm here.
Okay, you were very quiet there.
So anyway, he started blasting.
He really did. His treads pretty much screwed up everything there.
Yeah, he's a tricky boss.
He's another boss that likes to do whatever he feels like.
I'll be honest, some of the bosses in this game are a little, I don't know what they were thinking when they designed them, but they're kind of just like really, I don't know, boring-ish. Like Metgon. Oh my gosh, I can't even say his name.
Matongar Z. You know what?
Matongar Z.
That's the best boss, by the way, because I like giant robots.
Yeah. There's also another boss in a couple of stages, which I just think is just ridiculous.
He's so ridiculous. I make fun of him all the time.
Yeah. Yep. I will say I'm a little disappointed with some of the later Mega Man games where you get the same song for 4 stages in a row. It's probably one of my few real complaints about the games. It's like I wish you could fit more music in.
Well, you know, limitations. Also, shout outs to Cole Tahoe.
For those of you who don't know these enemies, I believe Colt uses these as his icon or his avatar.
Yes, those enemies are actually called Coltons, but I like to call that the Cole Tahoe room. It's also the worst room in the game.
It really is. The great thing about Mega Man 6 too is that the knockback is actually very, very small. As you see, Bull here is taking a lot of damage boosts, and not really getting knocked back off these platforms when you would kind of normally think in other Mega Man games you'd be knocked back far enough to get knocked off these platforms. But Mega Man 6, no, really, really small knockbacks. And now we juggle Mr. X, and the game is over. GG, right? All right, we did it. Game's done. Yeah.
Failed with a D.
All go home.
GG's,
right?
everyone.
Isn't that all right?
Oh my God! It's Enrico Palazzo.
Can't believe he fooled us again.
Right? He had such a golden voice singing the national anthem. But yeah, it was Wily all along. Who knew?
It was Wily all along.
Would I be able to jump in for a quick second?
Right.
So Wily may have been able to fool us, but what hasn't been able to fool us is these donations that we have received. So we got a $20 donation from Stall Bolzen saying, "Thanks for having me a 3rd time in a run. Always happy to bring some Mega Man to Game Over Cancer. Thanks, Strizer and the crew, for doing this awesome event. Donation goes to Lufia, character name Steve." And we got a $25 donation from the one, the only Squidman. So if you want that towards an incentive, let us know either now or later.
Let's Alucard as Bull wants.
Okay.
That is what I want, because we had the someone donate during his run the other day, and Alucard had 0 at that time.
Alucard it is.
Oop, that's not what I wanted. That's not what I wanted either. What am I doing?
So yes, this screen you take Bull's taking a damage boost off the spikes, but the next one he will have to use Jets. I think every castle stage has at least a screen that you need to use another. You need to switch off of POW suit for.
Yeah. Otherwise, what's the point of putting it in the game?
I do appreciate when video games like this make you use the things that you acquired earlier, in clever ways. Whether or not they're clever in this game is up for debate, but...
Alright, so this is the Mechasaur. Normally, if I, did the power piston fight correctly, or I should say survived with only 1 E-Tank in store, that second E-Tank would be for this fight, just for the amount of damage boosting we do just to get through.
Yeah, I think what's really cool about this too is you can actually smack his platforms back into him and do damage, but it only does 1 damage, whereas the shot does 2, if I'm reading this correctly.
You're correct.
Yeah, it's a cool thing to show off.
It's certainly better than Yamato Spear. Ice physics, welcome back.
And curling stones, welcome back. Yep, this is another part where we can't go to the right where you would normally use Flame Man's weapon to get past this little ice barrier. Instead, we have to go to the left, and we will have to turn into the blue suit in order to slide.
That's also the last time you see me in Buster. Bye-bye.
Bustin' makes me feel good. These enemies are, I believe, the nickname for them is Mad Nerds.
That's the nerd I get them. Name I get them.
They always take two shots to destroy. One shot will pop off their little hat, and the second shot actually kills them. But they go into like a crazy phase when they you pop off their hat.
Yeah. So usually you're coming through with either flame or wind to get rid of them. But Pal Suit, you got to do this wind up to do a shot, and that's too long. All right, where's boss?
This boss is definitely one of the most creative bosses ever created.
I appreciate you clearing your throat.
Yes. So creative.
Yes.
Such a great boss.
Yes,
such boss.
What penultimate boss should we put on the NES Mega Man 6? A cannon on a tripod.
Such boss. Very challenge. Wow.
Alright, hopefully I do this section correctly too.
Yes, this is another very dangerous section because there's these fans that are pushing and pulling Mega Man.
Yeah, screw it. I'm gonna do. I have lives. They have time.
I have lives. They have time. What Bull is trying to say is, you guys are. He's not in here with you. You guys are in here with him.
Yeah. Besides, I wanted to do that screen correctly. I did it mostly correctly. Mostly. One more jet. Nah, I was hoping to get on that. Get up there. Wow, come on. There we go.
This Red Rush is a bad boy. He's even a bad boy after he got skinned and turned into a suit.
Good thing this is for Game Over Cancer, not for for a pet society.
It's okay. He was just a robot. Robots don't have feelings.
Are you sure?
Yeah, very sure. It's fact. It's very well-known fact.
Then what are we fighting for?
I don't know. Lizard is a fun boss because he can just do this like roll at you and just waste time. Back to Flame Man, who actually this is the first time we're gonna fight him with POW suit. And in Mega Man 6, you have to pick up the health after each one of the fights. Unlike other Mega Man games where there are teleporters that you can just walk out of, Mega Man 6 it requires you to pick up the health. As does Mega Man 5, I believe.
Yep, and 7. I think actually 5 is the first one where you actually have to pick up the health, and then it just continued on from there.
I believe so. Sit down, one man. He's being feisty today.
Yeah, that's fine. He's dead. Also, I was really taking a chance there. I was like, yeah, I can beat him without dying. Even though I have 3 E-tanks in my back pocket.
Now, and funny enough, oh, he disappeared on you. Funny enough, I believe like you're just doing these in order clockwise, and I think that in 80% you also just kind of go clockwise.
I mean, because here's the other thing. The menu screen in this game is terrible, okay?
Oh, it is.
It just takes forever to come in and out, so if you go in the menu, especially in this stage, you're better off changing either in any of the robot rooms outside of the main room there. So if you're in a robot master room, change your weapon there, not outside of the robot master room, because then you're going to lose seconds every time you're changing weapons.
Good advice. Change out in the room, not out of the room.
Yep.
Got it.
I hope that makes sense.
So yeah, you skipped over one.
I mean, it really doesn't matter. I just prefer doing plant last, because then I don't have to worry about dropping down and then finding my footing again for the jump afterwards.
Fair enough. Third boss after spikes and ladders is the menu of any Mega Man game.
I'm gonna experiment here. Nope. Okay.
Are you telling me that shields do matter? Sometimes.
I thought I had the whole screen there to work with. Oh well. I mean, I did preface that by saying, you know what, I'm gonna try something, and obviously it failed incredibly.
Yeah, actually, that's a good point, Noobler. I actually quite liked in previous Mega Man games when there was like soft weaknesses insofar as you could have some unique routes to go through the game. With later Mega Man games, they kind of got rid of a lot of that trend, and it makes a lot of the speedruns fairly linear, a little bit more linear, a little bit less creative, in my opinion. But, I mean, obviously still great games, but yeah, I kind of like that soft weakness thing that existed in other games. And why not put one mini-boss before the boss?
And of all mini bosses, it had to be the freaking Met Tank. Alright, into the sweeper we go. The time is coming up, by the way, on the final hit.
So there are 3 phases to this boss.
I missed it.
Time will be on the last hit of the 3rd phase, where Wily is once again, as is tradition, in his capsule.
So on transition there between the first phase and second phase, you can get a shot in and do damage as the second phase starts.
Right on top. Can you get 3 hits in a cycle?
I've been trying, but I feel like I'm better off just getting 2 full charge shots in, because that's 6 damage.
That makes sense.
Time.
And time.
Yep, underestimate.
GG!
That's why. Yep, so thanks everyone. Thanks Gamer Cancer for having me. Got through it. Sound less like a frog, but I still sound very froggy. But yeah, thanks for having me. Squid, thanks for doing commentary. I hope you all enjoyed this run, despite some bumps along the road. But we had fun. Every one of us.
Everybody had fun.
Every single person had fun. It wasn't an option, it was mandatory. I hope you signed the form. You had to have fun. Well, we appreciate that awesome showing there. Always love Mega Man. The tunes are always great. You can't go wrong with Mega Man music.
Oh, definitely not. Mega Man music is great music, no matter what game you're playing.
Definitely. And on a different note, we had a $15.59 donation from Deshauna saying kapow to end that run off there. So, again, thank you for the the awesome commentary, and hope you're feeling better there, Bo.
Yeah. In about 18 hours, I'm gonna be up for additional 12 for the relay tomorrow. Doing commentary of all things, and then doing my own run in it.
Definitely. Well, you should go rest up for that. And in the meantime, we are going to get prepared for our next run. So don't go anywhere, folks.
Bye. Squid will be back tomorrow.
Thanks. Oh, yeah. Tomorrow for Big Man 4.